welcome to the Midday Update. These are the top headlines from our newsroom today. Discussion on replacing expats held by the Ministry of Labour. Vaccination drive for Indian expats launched by Indian Social Club in the Sultanate. Over 75,000 students in private public schools to be given COVID jabs in the country. Slew of new projects in Oman target 200 million Omani riyals in investments. Africa's COVID-19 cases surpassed 4.81 million mark. India-related coronavirus variant could become a big problem in UK, according to an expert. From Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka, Tamim Iqbal fined for breaching ICC Code of Conduct. These are the top headlines from our studio today. Let's see how the weather condition looks like in the country in our weather update.
This is Maytha Chukeli with today's weather update, and right now I'm reporting from inside the TFM studio in Al Khoir. Before we move on to our weather update, here is our fact for the day. The largest tsunami recorded occurred in Lituya Bay, Alaska in 1958. The wave was about 515 meters and 1,720 feet in height, and that's taller than the Empire State Building. It was caused by a landslide triggered by an 8.3 magnitude earthquake. That is our fact for the day. Now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in the Sultanate. According to Oman Meteorology and Civil Aviation Authorities, there will be clear to partly cloudy skies over the Far and chances of isolated rain. There will be mainly clear skies in the rest of the Sultanate with chances of clouds formation over parts of Al-Hajar Mountains. There's also expected dust blowing over the desert and open areas. There's also chances of late night to early morning low-level clouds or fog patches along the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea. And now let's take a look at how the weather will be like in all the governorates. Muscat will be sunny, temperatures between 44 to 33 degrees Celsius. Musandam will be sunny, temperatures between 43 to 29 degrees Celsius. North Al-Batana will be sunny, temperatures between 39 to 28 degrees Celsius. South Al-Batana will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 44 to 32 degrees Celsius. Al-Buraimi will be sunny, temperatures between 47 to 32 degrees Celsius. Al-Dhahira will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 45 to 31 degrees Celsius. Al-Dakhliya will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 42 to 27 degrees Celsius. North Al-Sharqiyya will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 41 to 26 degrees Celsius. South Al-Sharqiyya will be sunny, temperatures between 44 to 29 degrees Celsius. Al-Wusta will be sunny, temperatures between 44 to 27 degrees Celsius. Dhafar will be partly cloudy, temperatures between 28 to 22 degrees Celsius.
Welcome back to TTV. You're watching Midday Update. Now, before we get into the details of the local stories for the day, let's see how the COVID-19 situation looks like in the Sultanate today. The Ministry of Health has announced the registration of 31 death cases due to coronavirus in the past 3 days. This has taken the total death toll in the Sultanate to 2,334. The health officials have also extended their deepest condolences to the families of the deceased. The Ministry of Health has also announced the registration of 2,399 new coronavirus cases in 3 days. The total cases in the country have now touched 216,183, including the recoveries of 199,287 and 2,334 deaths. According to the Ministry of Health, the ministry has urged everyone to adhere to social distancing instruction issued by the Supreme Committee and the Ministry of Health. And now from a local desk. The Ministry of Labour on Friday held a meeting with the Directors General of Human Resources at various government organizations to devise ways to employ more citizens across various sectors of the labour market. The meeting aimed to set a schedule in terms of targets and deadlines for the replacement of expatriates with local manpower, as well as enabling the hiring of workers on temporary contracts in keeping with the needs of organizations. Held in keeping with the royal directives of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq for speeding up the hiring of locals, the meeting also stressed the importance of government units complying with the need to accelerate hiring procedures according to a set timetable. According to the Ministry of Labour, pursuant to the royal directives of His Majesty the Sultan, the financial grades will be made available per the approved appointment plan. The ministry will continue to follow up with the appointment process across various sectors, and steps for the implementation of the royal directives concerning employment of national manpower will also be announced. Now, Indian nationals who are the members of the Indian Social Club in the Sultanate can sign up for the COVID-19 vaccine, which will be provided by the community organization as part of an agreement with the Ministry of Health. The club has already booked 1,300 doses of the Pfizer vaccine as part of its efforts, according to Dr. Satish Nambiar, the Indian Social Club chairman, and more people will be allowed to register once subsequent batches of the vaccine arrive in the country. Now, according to Dr. Satish, he said that we were initially told there were two options for people, Pfizer and AstraZeneca, but now there is just the first choice being made available. The ministry has put the cost of the Pfizer vaccine at 20 Omani Riyals per dose, and the clinic with which we have tied up has an administrative fee of 3 Omani Riyals per shot. So the total cost of being vaccinated per person is 46 Omani Riyals. We decided to approach the Ministry of Health to organize vaccinations for our community members so that the vaccine drive can take place at a faster pace. He continued saying that so far the response has been very positive, and the only reason we have had to stop taking names of people is because the first batch of vaccines has been fully booked. We expect to start vaccinating our club members from June onwards. Once the members of the Indian Social Club have been vaccinated, if there are any surplus vaccines left, arrangements will be made to inoculate others from the Indian community as well. Vaccinations are offered to club members on a first-come, first-served basis. Those who need to be given their vaccines under the arrangements made by the Indian Social Club need to go to the Medical Care Centre in Seeb, added the chairman. He explained that we had tried to organize the vaccination drive at our premises in Darset, but there's a lot of maintenance that goes into supplying, storing and distributing these doses. We have asked our members to therefore go to Seeb when they are provided the opportunity to be vaccinated. He went on to say that to help put a stop to the spread of the pandemic and bring down the infection rates in the country, it is imperative that all of us get vaccinated as soon as possible. Those who have any queries about this vaccination program we are running are of course welcome to approach the Indian Social Club, he added. For more information on the Indian Social Club's COVID-19 vaccination efforts, please call the club office on 2470 347. Talking on the lines of vaccination, a campaign to provide the COVID-19 jabs to students of more than 75,000 studying for their general education diploma at both private and government-run schools in Oman is underway. The vaccination drive, which will see 75,725 students vaccinated, began on May 26, 2021 and will run for 2 weeks under the instructions of the Supreme Committee to deal with coronavirus. Students who wish to be vaccinated need to arrive at their school or vaccination center as they have been instructed, following which they will need to get their temperatures checked. They are required to wait in classrooms or designated halls for their turn to be vaccinated. During this time, students will be given a vaccination consent form, which they need to fill in accordingly. Prior to being vaccinated, students will need to undergo a medical checkup by a doctor, who will also take details of their medical history. All of this will be entered into the Tarassut Plus database, following which the student will receive their immunization card, which records their COVID vaccination details. Once administered the vaccine, the student is required to wait on the premises for 10 minutes to ensure they do not develop any symptoms that call for urgent medical attention. Now, according to an advisory issued by the Ministry of Health, it said that vaccines used are given through an intramuscular injection. They are given as 2 doses that are separated by a specified period of time. Please comply with the instructions of the vaccination center when taking the vaccine and follow up on updates. Schools and public facilities across the country are being used as vaccination centers for students. These include the Sultan Qaboos Youth Compound for Culture and Entertainment in Salalah in the southern Dhofar Governorate and the Bilad Bani Bu Hassan Girls School for Basic Education in Jalan Bani Bu Hassan in South Sharqiya. The ministry was also quick to assuage any concerns people might have over the potential side effects of vaccines. The Ministry of Health explained that no serious side effects have been recorded since the national campaign for immunization against COVID-19 began in Oman. The recorded side effects for vaccines were limited to pain at the injection site, redness or swelling, fever, headache, nausea, joint pain, and general fatigue. Now, Oman plans to target over 200 million Omani riyals worth of investments across 50 new projects that will be launched to strengthen the country's industrial sector, as well as create new job opportunities for people. The ceremony announcing these projects will be virtually unveiled on Monday, May 31st, under the auspices of Qais bin Mohammed bin Musa Al Yusuf, the Minister of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion. The new investment opportunities are expected to attract potential investments of more than 200 million Omani riyals in the industrial sector across the governorates of the Sultanate. This in turn will help to raise the contribution of manufacturing sector towards the gross domestic product of the country. The contributions of the industrial sector until September 2020 have exceeded 4.11 billion Omani riyals, said the ministry in a statement. The upcoming action plan is compatible with Oman's Vision 2040, said Sami bin Salim Al Sahib, Director General of Industry at the ministry. He explained that the Vision 2040 document aims at diversification and enhancing the economic growth, creating new job opportunities, raising Oman's ranking in international indicators, strengthening the local value added, promoting foreign direct investment, achieving balanced development across the governorates of the Sultanate, and enhancing the country's exports. As-Sahib also clarified that the setting of these new investment opportunities comes in line with the ministry's direction towards developing the industrial sector by enabling the investors to grab the potential industrial investment opportunities with economic feasibility. The ministry will include the target of creating industrial investment opportunities in its annual plans in cooperation with our partners in the public and private sectors, he added. The methodology used to set up the new investment opportunities includes several stages. This was all from our local desk for today. It's time for us to take a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from International Desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV Watching Midday Update. And now from International Desk. The number of confirmed coronavirus cases in Africa reached 4,812,313 as of Saturday afternoon, the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, commonly known as Africa CDC, said. The Africa CDC, the specialized healthcare agency of the 55-member African Union, said the death toll from the pandemic stands at 130,025, while 4,351,816 patients across the continent have recovered from this disease. South Africa, Morocco, Tunisia, Ethiopia, and Egypt are the countries with the most cases in the continent, according to the Africa CDC. South Africa has recorded the highest COVID-19 cases in Africa at 1,654,551, while two northern African countries, Morocco and Tunisia, reported 518,458 and 3,041,952 cases as of Friday, respectively. In terms of the caseload, Southern Africa is the most affected region, followed by the northern and eastern parts of the continent, while Central Africa is the least affected region in the continent, according to the Africa CDC. Now, the India-related coronavirus variant could pick up speed and become a big problem in Britain as the country further eases its lockdown, a British expert warned on Saturday. Britain's fight against coronavirus could turn bad very, very quickly unless the government acts cautiously on easing lockdown further, Professor Tim from the University of Cambridge told the Guardian newspaper. Meanwhile, Professor Anthony, Deputy Chair of Britain's Joint Committee on Vaccination and Immunization, also warned that the India-related variant is clearly more transmissible. He said that we need to be reassured that we are in a very different position now, in that we have got a highly vaccinated population and we just need to continue moving at speed. He said that while in an interview with BBC. He continued saying that we do know that with this particular variant, you do need 2 doses to offer complete protection. And so we are very, very keen to make sure that all those, particularly higher risk groups, that's the over 50s and those with underlying illness, receive their second vaccination as soon as feasible. Another 4,182 coronavirus cases have been reported in Britain, the highest daily total since April 1st, according to the latest figures released on Friday. It's also the 3rd day running that the number has been above 3,000 mark. The total number as of May 29th of coronavirus cases in the country stood at 4,477,705. Meanwhile, the India-related COVID variant cases doubled in a week in England to almost 7,000, prompting concerns that the government's lockdown roadmap will be derailed. From May 17, pubs, bars and restaurants in England were permitted to open indoors while indoor entertainment resumed, including cinemas, museums and children's play areas. People were also allowed to travel abroad to a number of green-list countries without having to quarantine upon return, as the ban on foreign travel has also been lifted. The British government's roadmap is expected to see all legal limits on social contact to be removed on June 21st. It is understood that a final decision on the planned easing of lockdown will not be made until June 14. More than 38.8 million people, or more than 70% of adults in Britain, have been given the first jab of the coronavirus vaccine, according to the latest official figures. Once again, it's time for a quick commercial break, but stay tuned for more updates from our sports desk.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to TTV, watching Midday Update. And now lastly from a sports desk. Bangladesh skipper Tamim Iqbal has been fined 15% of his match fee for breaching level 1 of the ICC Code of Conduct during the 3rd ODI of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup Super League Series against Sri Lanka in Dhaka. According to statement from ICC read, Tamim was found to have breached Article 2.3 of the ICC Code of Conduct for players and player support personnel, which relates to the use of an audible obscenity during an international match. In addition to this, 1 demerit point has been added to the disciplinary record of Tamim, for whom it was the first offence in a 24-month period, the statement added. The incident occurred in the 10th over of Bangladesh's innings on Friday when Tamim used inappropriate language after an unsuccessful review of his caught-behind dismissal. The Bangladesh skipper admitted the offence and accepted sanction proposed by ICC match referee Rashid, and there was no need for a formal hearing. According to ICC, Level 1 breaches carry a minimum penalty for an official reprimand, a maximum penalty of 50% of a player's match fee, and 1 or 2 demerit points. In the 3rd ODI, Kusal Pereira smashed a brilliant ton before Chamira registered career best figures to helped Sri Lanka win the match against Bangladesh on Friday. Sri Lanka defeated Bangladesh by 97 runs in the dead rubber to claim their first World Cup Super League points. But the hosts took the ODI series 2-1 after failing to secure a win. With this news, we have come to the end of the episode for today, but stay tuned as we'll be back again tomorrow with more updates and latest news your way. Keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.